You know, when I came up with the name Nymbus, right? Like, the name itself, I wanted it to mean something to me from my childhood because I've always wanted it to be nostalgic, you know? No matter how serious life got, whenever I think or hear my name, I know it comes from a genuine place, right? And the fact that I traveled around the world so much from being a young kid to an adult, I connected with the clouds in all elements more than any other like thing. You know, it's something I would see the most. It's something I would be mystified at. I remember being a kid and looking at clouds and trying to make shapes out of the shit. Like, what the fuck does that look like? You know, it's an elephant or some shit. Like, they would just be certain things, you know. And as I got older, I was like, oh, I started learning about different types of clouds. And cumulonimbus happens to be a type of cloud. I was like, that's a pretty cool cloud. And then heard it again in Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, damn, Nymbus is like, it's a smooth name, you know, and it's something I could easily relate to. And then as I got older and wiser, I realized the cloud's purpose is what? It's to, you know, produce a certain amount of nourishment for the world, but then also soak it up at the same time and then travel around, right? So naturally, that's what I do, right? I create a lot of energy. I also soak up a lot of energy from different places, a lot of knowledge from different places, and I try to spread it around the world, you know? And I do it through my music, so that's the short rundown of Nymbus. I'm a producer, rapper, writer, composer, and man, just an intergalactic being. From New York City originally, but I'm in Dallas right now making it happen. So right now I'm working on 2 projects. One is practically done, the beginning and the end. It's an EP. I produced it from beginning to end. It's 5 songs, and yeah, it should be coming out most likely between the spring and the fall of this year. It's the first album or project I've put out in like 4 years, so it's very special to me. So when people hear my music, I want them to hear a lot of instruments. I want them to hear pianos, I want them to hear bass lines. I want them to hear soul, charisma. I want them to hear pain. I want them to hear triumph. I want them to hear, you know what I want them to hear, yo? It's like sceneries. Like, there are certain songs where you'll feel like you're in a drop-top Cadillac cruising through Las Vegas, you know, and it's like the perfect temperature out and the sun is going down slowly over the horizon and you have your shades on. It's perfect, you know. Then there's certain songs where it feels like you're sitting by the window and it's raining on, you know, a day when it's nice but it's raining and it's gray, but it's nice, you know? It's relaxing. It's like the perfect day to be off of work. And so I want to give people those type of feelings and those type of vibes to complement their settings. It's almost like this album starts, since it's called Beginning and the End, it starts like you're going from outer space, like literally transporting, like teleporting through time, you know? And at the end of the album, you're like at the base, at the bottom, like at the finish line. Like, it's a beautiful, gradual flow of just the beginning and the end. And it's crazy because it just came together organically. I didn't really have a plan. Oh wow, King Ron's calling. Certain albums have certain audiences. They want a live crowd, or, you know, something like, I did this recently and I was like, I need to have that in there. That's like one of my little logos / signatures. I made it up a little while back, but I always look at it as something cool. I feel like in the past, I always made music, but I was always scared to put myself out there visually. Like, honestly, like, and people would always ask me why, but one, it's because I'm nervous. I'm camera shy, and then 2, like, I like being a normal person. So I don't do music for fame. I don't do music for notoriety, and I don't do music for clout. Like, those are three things I never want to do music for, you know? Those don't fulfill me or satisfy me in any way. So I like being low key, I like being normal. And I think when you put yourself out there visually and it gains traction, now you're no longer normal. Like, you know what I mean? So I always, but at the same time, I have to give people a paper trail to follow in order for them to really want to give me, you know, their time and attention for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, an hour. You know, I gotta give them some reason. You know what I mean? Otherwise, nigga, who are you? Like, why do I care? Like, there's mad people I'd rather listen to right now. The Gunna just dropped. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, everybody, Walmart is pushing P. Okay? Walmart tweeted they're pushing P. Nobody cares about someone they have never seen. Like, you feel me? So I want to give people a reason to want to click that button, man. And I think naturally, if I shine through as an individual and I reach somebody through my music, and I've reached plenty of people already through it, but like I feel like it's deserving of that, you know. And so I'll push the effort to say, hey, go check out Beginning and the End. If you just type in NYMBUS, you should find me. And thank you. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, dude. Like, this is one of the apps that I used to make. My structures. I ain't gonna tell them all the songs, but this is just how I get my demos together, you know. But when I go to a studio, bro, I'm gonna tell the engineer exactly how many layers I want on that shit. I'm gonna tell him what type of effects I want on each layer, and then exactly when we gonna cut everything. And so it makes their job easier. It makes my job as the composer and writer and the creator easier to translate. It's like a conversation when you go in the studio, especially when you're working with an engineer you never worked with before.
That's love. That's how you're supposed to be. I would agree. I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I like to have my shit together before I, go up in there. So when I do go up in there, I'm like, yo, you feel me? I'm telling them what I want. You feel me? And then I'm trying to build the chemistry with the producer. You see what I'm saying? I mean, in hopes to build the chemistry, because sometimes it might not never be no.
But if you give somebody the full picture,
oh yeah, and they can do it,
and they can do that, they can. Bro, what?
We can work.
Weekly out of Boston, we live without a doubt. Engine get it started, we can take the town. I'll see you tomorrow. Head is in the clouds, body over water, frequent flying miles. Weekly out of Boston, live without a doubt. Engine get it started, we can take the town. I'll see you tomorrow. Had to fade away, had to make a break, hop up on that thing. Life is full of pain, thought I went insane, had to switch the lane. Getting with the pain, fortune insane, had to change the range. Now my life is tame, money in the bank, now I can't complain. If I pose it's only for the photo, sentences are vivid like a photo. I can finish spinning in a photo, keeping windows tinted, sitting low. Always drive slow around the ho-ho. Hot in the Pyrex, might flex a J before I hit the dojo. Got a Doja Cat with a fat ass that I like to watch in slow-mo. Oh, she giving me the cho-cho. Oh yeah, that's a show-show.
For show. That's my shit.
Oh yeah.
They kept that shit. I just about
body over water, frequent flying miles, weekly out of Porsche, live without a doubt. And she get started. That's going crazy.
Yeah, they know what to do. They know what to expect from this shit.
Dance in the clouds. And yo, you know what's crazy about this song? This song is the reason why I came to Texas. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, do that shit.
Hey, but so this is prolific. And that's how I know this album was meant to happen, right? Like I was put through so much shit before this album got created, and new things. I had to go night shift for the first time in my life, balancing having a beautiful girlfriend that loves me, and we're trying to balance our new thing, new crib, right? And I'm trying to be, I needed an outlet. I needed an outlet because I was so full of everything. So I started going to open mics and shit, right? So when I got to this part of the tape, it was like I had just finished the overnight shift, and I came home at 7:30 a.m. and I was listening to music, you know what I'm saying, just to kind of cool down and smoke. And I heard this beat. I'll show you the sample first. I heard the beat, and this was a part of it. Once again on the phone. Right? I heard that sample, right? I had to chop it instantly, and I was just like, oh, this sounds so real. I'm tired. I just worked 12 hours. You know what I mean? Like, I'm exhausted. This is the perfect song I could smoke to, and I could keep it on loop. So I'm gonna just chop this part up. And now I'm laying on the couch right there, and literally it was just like, what would I say to this? And so I was like, the places I've gone, the things that I've seen, been through it all, from winter to spring, traveled the world, all in a week. Sun starts to rise as I'm falling asleep. The places I've gone, the things that I've seen, been through it all, from winter to spring, traveled the world, all in a week. Sun starts to rise as I'm falling asleep. And so when I came up, bro, like when the hook came to me, I was like, all right, I need to record this now. Now. Headphones, closet, fucking setup, and then I had some water next to me, and that was it. And I was literally like, I was so fucking like, I was like, I need to just make that hook, and that's all I had. And then I came up with this part, you know, the whole thing, but it's crazy. That was the last song on the album. 1/8/2022. Think about the numbers.
Yeah, 1/8.
Wow. Yeah, man. Bro, you know those times when you lay down at night and you literally can't sleep because your brain is thinking about 10 different things, bro.
Even when you sleep, even when you think you sleep.
Even when you think you sleep, bro.
No,
your brain is still running.
You
It's
wake
still
up and fuck around, be fatigued and shit like that.
tired. Like
you know, since I've been going to the open mics and shit, and I read that motherfucker, y'all motherfuckers song be in my head and shit.
Oh man.
Type shit, like I'm waking up singing this shit like,
yeah, nah, for real. There was one kid.
You know you editing this shit, that shit. Yeah.
Oh, dog, yeah, because you're constantly downloading in your brain.
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta put that shit on mute.
Just
chop it out. Nah, but yeah, man, with that chorus, dog, like first I heard that beat and I heard that bass line. So I gotta give you footage of this too, Mo. This is very important. Very fucking important.
And you made the beat, right?
Yes, yeah. I'll show you exactly how I did it.
Songs are produced by me.
I had to let these niggas know. I made this shit.
All of my shit. Everything that you hear right now is produced by me.
I made this shit.